acceptance. Now, acceptance is a huge part of being spiritual, and for me, acceptance is a non-starter when it comes to being a human being. We have that as human beings ingrained in us, acceptance. Humans look at acceptance in a totally different way to us spiritually, or I should say us as a human being. Even spiritual people, or people that I hear class themselves as spiritual, do not understand the concept of acceptance. The word acceptance is to accept. So when we are spiritually aligned, we accept unconditionally, a bit like love. So unconditionally we accept. So when you come across spiritual people who say, "Oh, I am spiritual," or you ask them, "Are you spiritual?" and they say yes, and then you ask them to explain how they are spiritual, I would say many of them do not even understand the concept of what truly being spiritual is about. They lack a knowledge through, I suppose, through ignorance of what they're talking about. Now, humans for acceptance, while the human species has acceptance because it is part of everything that's out there, we're talking about the manipulated part of the human, the thought patterns, the way that the brain works. So we're talking about the manipulated thought patterns. Because humanity in general is controlled by the few, in every large community we call countries, the acceptance of that they have an understanding of is their little tight group, not the collective of understanding about acceptance. So, if I was to look out of my eyes, so I'm talking about me, my eyes see everything as equal because we are all one. I see this bunch of dry pine needles the same as this bunch of dry pine needles. When I see humans, I see one species, and that is the human species. So I accept all humans. Acceptance of a human species can be any colour, any disability, any religious belief. So it doesn't matter what the makeup of the collective human perception, as long as you do no harm to another human within the collective, you're accepted by me. I am not here to judge or be judged by anyone. So I accept. If I give you a scenario that when we are from a human, when we are taught to distinguish between this group and that group, it's because we are easier to be controlled. And because of the indoctrination when we were children, we accept what we've been told by our elders. And in the school realm, that would be the teachers. And the teachers get the information from their hierarchy, and then those hierarchy get it from whoever wants to lay a certain curriculum out. So when humans see another race, they look at, or they see other people, they judge them for their colour, creed, religious, disability. And I just say to myself, well, acceptance is, hello Mr. Busby, acceptance is acceptance of everything. If you were in a darkened room and you had people of all races in there, you would not be able to see their skin colour. So what's the difference? Well, the difference being is that you've been trained to see a difference. You've just been trained. It's as simple as that. There is only one race, and that's the human race. I don't care whether they're Chinese, Japanese, French, Italian, American, whatever, Russian, whatever it is. It's just one race. It's just that you've come, or the individual has been born on a part of this earth that has been called a name, and that you feel connected to that name as you need to belong to something. I don't need to belong to anything. I belong to everything. So we have a strong, as humans, a strong need to belong. And this is where I feel that the people that are not meant to be in control understand this, and they play on us needing to belong. So they create these belonging groups. So it could be a county within a country, it could be a country itself, it could be a continent, it could be the type of a group that you belong to in a small community, like a music group. I like this type of music, I like that type of music, instead of having a broad spectrum of music. So we're honed into wanting to belong. We need to, as humans, we need to belong to the collective. We haven't got any individuality. We haven't got the confidence. But that's fine, that's no problem, providing you accept another group without confrontation. And that is true acceptance. Now that group that you might have to deal with and accept might have totally the opposite views that you have. That is fine, providing there's no confrontation. Acceptance. There is no room for confrontation in acceptance. We just accept. But the validity of us having our own group and feeling that we are the superior group to the other group is only in here. Our indoctrination If we get away as a collective and we become accepting of everything else, then the world is our oyster. We can start beginning to enjoy everything. We have no boundaries, no borders. We can go where we like, when we like, how we like. We can enjoy the whole world, which is what we're meant to be here for. We're meant to be here on our journey. But while we have these barriers of singularly saying, you can't come in here, you can't come in there, we can't go there, and you're this colour, you're that religion, humanity is doomed. But the people in control understand this. The time is coming for us to waken up, if we so choose, and to realise we aren't so different from one another. We all smile, we all cry, we all laugh, ha ha ha. We all hear in the same way. There is no difference. It's all in the mind.